Hello and welcome everyone again into another video. And in this video I have some rank 3 battles where I played Open Great League. I haven't played Fantasy Cup because it's technically a stupid meta, and I'm sure Niantic spend more time on making the icon than making the meta. Like, why would you ban the only Pokemon that can beat Giratina and Registeel? Like they just made a meta, like they made like the Primals is like they wanted to reward people who went to Vegas with an easy legend. Yeah, they actually did the same here. They want to reward people who are raiding Registeel with a meta that is made for Registeel. Like, what beats Registeel? I know, like, people be like, oh, Lucario beats Registeel, Escap beats Registeel. But those stuff lose to everything else. Okay. Now we're playing Open Great League. The team is very hardcore meta. Why? Well, I played some Spice in rank 1. And everyone I queued into had an Azu and a G-Fisk and a Lantern and a Noctowl. So I'm like, okay, if everyone's running meta, I'm just gonna run meta as well. Not like I do have any problem with running meta. I'm someone who advocates running hardcore meta. Why? Because it's just the easiest way. If you wanna learn, you play meta and then you learn how to play it. If you wanna have fun, you can play meta and get more wins, which mean more rewards, which mean more dust. And dust is the thing that everyone needs in this game. So, Politoed, I mean, this doesn't seem to be a good team. So I didn't throw my move there because it does not KO and there is no point of throwing it. And you can see here, I think Politoed is going to get to a move before it dies. But I have so much energy, which means this is just going to be a good chip. They brought a Pelipper, I think. I have 2 Sky attacks ready to go. So now I don't intend to insta throw because technically they die to 1 zap and we grab the shield, so anything we throw is gonna be useless. Why? Because I need 2 moves, so I need 1 zap. So if I throw that Sky, I'm just not doing anything. We're throwing the zap. Zap does KO here, and let's see what they have in the back. It's Registeel, and this is why you need Registeel. Look at that, we get to the move with 1 HP. See guys, IV on Registeel matters a lot. Okay, now we have a Shadow Ball banked, ready to go to throw in this Pokemon here. And yeah, we won the game. Now moving into the next battle, we have a Stunfisk. And this is the matchup where you actually need like a solid IV Regi. Why? Solid IV Regi can get say Mudshot breakpoint. What does that mean? Well, that means you don't die to an EQ and a Rock Slide, which means you can call a bait like that. Now look at this, they get to the EQ here, I don't care. Why? Because I live it. I live it with enough health to get to a second Focus Blast, and my opponent now is forced to double shield. Now what do? We go Trevenant. I shield one of the moves, I usually shield the second. So I shield here, I do 5, and then I CMP them on the Rock Slide. Now, unless they have a Noctowl, I don't think I lose this game. They brought Skarmory. What does that mean? I'm just gonna throw the Shadow Ball then dip out. Hopefully they don't have a Lantern, because if they have a Lantern, I think I lose. They have an Azu. Well, Azu is not the greatest in the current meta. It's kind of a spicy Pokemon, believe it or not. Yeah. Why? Because it does not beat anything. Like it's Registeel's. The Noctowl matchup is so scuffed. Trevenant is bad. Doesn't reliably beat Medi because Medi wins the 1. You lose hard to Lantern. And you don't beat Basti unless you have a Hydro Pump. Okay, moving to the next battle. Registeel into Melmetal. Well, let's see. They usually double then dip. I can shield one of the moves because technically I am ABA weak to this, and they beat it. It's kinda awkward. Okay, we call the move at this point. Now I'm just gonna nuke with Zap in case they decided to superpower before dipping. They were trying to catch on A9. I was like, I'm playing those sets like during my breaks, so sometimes timing is not ideal. Because I'm streaming to my Discord, by the way, feel free to join. I'll be leaving the Discord link in the comments, in the description. If you wanna go and join us and hang out and see like some people sharing their battles, feel free. So they are double debuffed. There is no point of shielding because I do live and I still get to a move, but this is whatever they have in the back at this point. Because I am 2 fast moves away. They brought the Melmetal. And now Shadow Ball does KO. I threw in CMP here, so guys, that's why you need to count, so you can know how much you can overfarm. Now they have a Ufisk. Here's the thing. Shadow Ball does more than Seed Bump, okay? So we put it in Shadow Ball range. I think opponent is just getting salty here and they are just throwing these moves, so it doesn't matter. We win this game. Okay. If you're gonna use an electric Pokemon, I think the Pokemon you're looking to find is Lantern. Azu. So usually if the Azu stays in, that means they have Hydro. So I used to not shield before the Hydro, but the thing is, if they double shield, Azu is kind of problematic to the Teeth backline, and if they don't swap, that means Reggie is also good, but this is whatever they have in the back. So I shielded. Why? Well, in the previous season, whenever I let my Registeel go against Azu leads, I lose. By the way, this team was popularized by Smash King 08. Feel free to check his live stream at twitch.tv/smash_king08. They catch on Cress. So here's the thing. They will get to the move before me. So we let this go. Then we do 5 and throw. Why 5 and throw? Well, just like before they get to the move in case we miscounted by 1. And they have the Bomber Snow. I think this game should be a win. I go Noctowl. I don't need to shield this because technically Ice Beam does more, and they do have an Ice Beam in the back. They brought the Azu. I didn't shield because they insta throw, which mean this was a blind throw Ice Beam on the Noctowl, right? So if it's a Hydro and he didn't shield, I would lose. No, I wouldn't lose. I might lose. Let's say it that way. Now moving into the next battle. Registeel into Skarmory. This is unlosable. But the thing is, if they swap in a fighter, that's very awkward. Because here's the thing. If they have a Sableye in the back, now they win. Because they would be able to put the Sableye against the Reggie and the other one. So I'm like, what am I supposed to go against? And if I go Trevenant, they might have a Lantern. So I decided to just go for shield advantage and farm all the way. Most likely whenever you see a Skarmory, there is technically almost always a Toxicroak or a Medi. So now if they have a Medi, they would also win. So now my best way is actually getting a catch. So yeah. So going Noctowl was actually the correct play. Because when I was streaming on the school, I was like, why would you go Noctowl there? I'm like, what if they have Lantern? And then someone said, what if they have Sableye? I actually made the, let's say, okay, it was the correct call here. Okay? You know, like we made a call, it was the correct one. Sometimes chat make the call, sometimes it's the correct one. So, I have so much lights, I need my glasses. Okay, now it's less painful. Okay, moving into the next battle. I think this is the last battle from this set, and it's a 5-0 set. Okay, now we're starting a different set, and we are... Okay. Now rank 4 battles. Registeel into Nidoqueen. Well, here's the thing. I do live in Earth Powered, so technically I am not gonna shield. But that's the thing, they threw on 7. So this is not an Earth Power. So we called it. Timing wasn't ideal there. I was like sharing and recording at the same time, so I had like a bunch of frame drops. Now they built to it, so I have to respect it because it does KO. I for some reason did one and throw and they still get another one. Opponent swap to Swampert. Now I'm actually worried that it could be a Lantern in the back. So whenever they swap Swampert, okay, here's the thing. They Muddy Watered. So now I'm like, okay, maybe this is... They don't have Hydro Cannon, right? And then look at this. They Hydro Cannon. Why would you Muddy Water? This guy is a genius, okay? This guy got the mindset to be a legendary GBL battler. But maybe not the skills yet. That's why this guy learns GBL. He would be a great player. He's like, he Muddy Watered, then he Hydro Cannon. I am not throwing anything. I would rather catch at this point. This is an Earth Power here. That was a great catch, not gonna lie. And they have the greed, and this game is basically GG. I'm just gonna fast forward it. This is just gonna be painful to watch because this is gonna take like 3 hours. This is a horrible lead. This thing beats the entire team. So what am I gonna do? Well, one, I need to get a shield down. Then I can go to my Noctowl. I'm like, I should be throwing Zap here to make sure to debuff, but I'm like, this is too much, no. And my opponent technically, by swapping Noctowl, that means they don't have an answer to this. So now what's gonna happen? Well, I made sure to shield before them, in case they decided to shield, so I can double shield and try to kill that Scrafty, because that Scrafty is actually problematic against this team. So now what I'm gonna do, let this go, farm all the way down. Just as easy as that. They died with a move, that was great. So they brought the Azu, and I'm throwing here in good timing because I swapped so I can throw in 6. I don't think I shield here. Yeah, there is no point of shielding. That was a good no shield Yasha. You're so good at this game. They brought the Scrafty back. If they don't throw, I get to another move, which is good. Okay, we get to the opponent, let us get to the move. And we have a Sky Attack. I went to Reggie in case, because I wanted them to throw their energy here. Now I swap and throw, and end up being a CLP. It's like, there is no point of doing this if you... doing that. Okay, now what do we do? How do we kill the Azu? Well, Azu is in Sky Attack, Wing Attack range. They die to 4. Okay, that was 2. They get to the move. Now I can kill within 3 lock-ons, right? Yeah, we killed them too. So technically we win the game. Now moving into the next battle. Trevenant lead. That's horrible. What do? I just go to the Mir. And the problem with this Mir is that people always don't know what to do. I could tell. Like, look at this. Okay, now here's the thing. How do I play it? I don't bait. I don't shield. So we managed to get a shield. Now opponent be like, okay, they have to shield this, otherwise they will lose, because they let me throw first. Now what do? I go Noctowl and farm all the way down. So Trevenant lead, you have to go your own Trevenant. If they have a Noctowl, well, it's a GG. And they have an Azu. I swapped because I knew it's a Medi in the back. So what's gonna happen here? We zap, they zap. I didn't shield my Registeel. Now Noctowl up 2 shields, up energy against Azu that does not have a shield. So it's gonna be like throwing Sky Attack, after Sky Attack, after Sky Attack. And yeah, we win the game. Yeah, see guys, everyone's playing like Azu, Medi, Trev, Altaria. Opponent here doesn't have an answer to Registeel, so they decided to top left and save my time. That was actually a good top left because this battle is like literally at the end of my break, so I needed someone to top left to finish the set in 15 minutes. Noctowl, Mir. Well, I think I swapped first if I am correct. So I'm trying to throw every time 2 above because they swapped after 2 fast moves, so I'm technically 2 ahead. Here I threw in CMP, so I have to shield at this point. If they shield, it's good for me because I can get to the next move before them. If they no shield, well, I can shield now. do 2 above the move and then throw. But wait, that the next one is the 3rd, I guess. So it's gonna be 1. So I decided to just throw it. And since the lead was Swampert, was it Swampert? No, it's Pidgeot. Yeah, what was Swampert? So this team was, I think, PvPoke said it's the best performing team in the Great League meta. Shadow Swampert, Pidgeot, and Noctowl. And then Yonkers tested it out and he had actually a solid run. Then Zionic tested it out and he had a solid run. So that's why I swapped to Noctowl, because that team is weak to the opposing Noctowl. That's the problem with that team. And yeah, this is the end of the battle. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please consider subscribing. Last video, out of like 7,000 views, 100 of them were only subscribers. So please, if you like the content, please make sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're old to the channel and you haven't subscribed before, please consider subscribing. This is the end of the video, and see you in the next one. Peace.